It is time for the, okay, it's time for the drunk wrap up, but let me preface, there's a lot going on here. I wanted to make margaritas for tonight. That was the plan. I didn't want to have to buy wine, and I had most of the margarita ingredients, so we're making margaritas. I'm a big spicy margarita girl, but I don't have I don't have regular jalapenos, but I have pickled jalapenos. I'm looking up a recipe using like pickled jalapeno. I also don't have lime juice because I forgot to get that. Oh, I have simple syrup. So we're gonna be making a pickled jalapeno margarita together before we get started. I'm nervous for no reason. I literally used to be a bartender, so I can make a margarita. I can make a pickled jalapeno margarita. I want a cute cup. Tequila makes me fun and flirty, so we are gonna do tequila tonight. I'm so excited. I went to film this yesterday, and I had makeup on, my hair. Oh, my hair is always a mess. But today I was like, oh, I have to get ready to film this. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm in my matching PJ set. My hair's up. I have the house to myself. We're making margaritas tonight. I'm excited. I'm listening to an audiobook. I'm excited. So let me get started. There's also, now that I'm looking at it, in this recipe at least, there's no sour mix in this recipe, but 1/3 of a cup of fresh lime juice. So I'm just gonna use that instead of the fresh lime juice. I feel like this is just kind of however many I want, but it does say 1.5 tablespoons. That's kind of a lot. I don't think I'm gonna do 1.5. This has the potential to gross me out. Ew. A teaspoon of the juice. Okay, that I'm just gonna eyeball. That's ridiculous. We're done with those. Now I'm gonna do the 1/3 of a cup. How many does this make? 3 ounces of triple sec. This feels like a big drink. This feels like 2 drinks. This is not 1 drink. 3 ounces of tequila. It says water. 3 ounces of water? That's kind of loser lame-o. That doesn't go to that. Stop it. Confused on the water, but I guess we'll go for it. I'm just gonna do 2 ounces of water. If I don't like it, I'll just add more. You know what? I bet the water was to cut the lime juice, and I didn't use real lime juice, so that was probably for no reason. Imagine I spilled this and got jalapeno juice all over me. Okay, I'm supposed to taste before to make sure if I want to add any simple syrup, but I'm nervous. I can't tell, honestly. I can't tell if I hate it or what that taste is. So we'll try some of that. I'm nervous because servings too. Damn it. Oh, okay, so it's just spilling. Oh my God. Seeing the bits of jalapeno, I feel like it's gonna make my stomach hurt. I have decided if I don't like it, I'm not gonna drink it because it will give me a tummy ache, and I'm gonna come back and make a skinny margarita because I at least know that I'll like that. Okay, now it's the real taste test time. This is fucking huge. Okay, it's not bad. I'm trying to picture myself in a restaurant or a bar if I ordered that. Not bad. Definitely taste the spice. But I don't hate it. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it, but we'll see. But I will be back to do the wrap up when I've got a little bit of a buzz going. Okay. Before we get too deep, I do want to take a second to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is Kedsum. Kedsum is basically a brand that has a lot of moving accessories. So if you're moving things around in your house, if you're just moving in general, they have literally everything you can imagine to help you move. Between folding hand trucks, they've got dollies, they've got moving straps, they even have shopping carts. So if you're in a big city like New York, where they have those fancy shopping carts that you bring with you and put all your food in, you can wheel it home, they have those. In our cases, if you bought new bookshelves, and you need to wheel your bookshelves around, these help out if you're doing things by yourself also. You can slide them up under whatever you're moving and wheel it around. It comes with this little jack guy where you put this on the ground, your wheel fits in, and you can lift it up and you slide in your little wheels. I'm someone who's moved numerous times, too many times. Moving sucks. Everyone knows moving sucks. And honestly, I wish I'd had these. Even just if it was to move my books. Books are one of the heaviest things I own because of the amount that I own. If I had these to put underneath and move around, it's perfect. Plus, it's almost time for college to move out, so I know all of you college girlies that are moving out. They're durable, they're safe, they're easy to use. You can move things like a couch around. I moved a couple benches around. It's really helpful for those things that are not even necessarily too heavy to hold, but they're so like awkward and too long for you to do by yourself. You can put them under there. You don't need to scratch your floors, all that kind of stuff. You can move a stack of books. You can take your cat skating. Really just anything that you can imagine. I will go ahead and the link in the description down below. If these don't seem like something that you would use, take a look through all of the other different items they have. Odds are you'll find something that you could use or something your dad will definitely want to use. But thank you so much, Kedsum. Now back to the video. Okay, it is round 2 of me trying to do this. Make sure I'm not flashing y'all. Damn. There needs to be like one more button on these things and there's not, so if you see a flash of tits, not my fault. I've got my books, I've got my computer for my stats, and I've got my margaritas. I did indeed make another margarita, and I've been sipping on both. I've been going back and forth because I'm kind of over the spicy one. To give you like a rundown of what's gonna happen, because this is a new wrap up. I still don't have a name for it, so whatever the name of this video is what I've decided to call this. But we're doing more than just the books, obviously. So we're gonna do the books. We're gonna do the movies, which is literally just one movie. You can't go up there. We're gonna do the TBR for April. I have one package that I opened that I'm gonna insert in here. Stop. We're gonna do top music from this past month. We're gonna do one new thing I want to do next month and one new thing I did this past month. Okay, that's a new thing I want to add. And then we're also gonna set goals for next month and any goals that I hit this past month. Okay, are we following? Great. I think I don't like that sour mix that I bought. It's like way too sweet. It's not sour enough, but tequila is tequila, so it's fine. We're good. All right, March stats for books. We're doing books. Actually, I'll go ahead and put, if you feel like you're not interested in one of these things that I'm going to talk about, I'll put the timestamps for everything I'm going to be doing here. So if you're not interested in some of them, you can skip to whatever timestamp you want. But the March wrap up, the March book stats. All right. Let's get serious. I read 7 total books. 3 of them were fantasy, and all 3 of those were kind of like the fairy tale fantasy. 3 romance, with 1 being dark romance, 1 being like a magical realism romance, and 1 just being like a regular, is that just called like a contemporary romance, I guess? And 1 mystery. It was a total of 2,838 pages, so like not great, not terrible, but like not amazing. The average rating was 3.5. Which like is super low, but considering my last month's average rating was above 5 stars, I'll let it slide. 3 of those I read on my Kindle, and 4 of them were audiobook. It was a heavy audiobook month, but 2 of those audiobooks I was kind of doing like half physical, half audiobook. It was more of like, I don't want to stop reading them, so I'm gonna listen to them while I run errands. And then if I had to pick a winner, this one was hard. It was between 2 books, but if I had to pick a winner just based on how excited I am to read the next one, because one of them doesn't have a next one. So just based on the fact that it has a next one, I'm gonna pick Never by Jessa Hastings. And then if I had to pick a loser, which if I had to, this one is a loser, it's The Inmate by Frida McFadden. Okay, that wraps up these stats. So now we can just get into them. Oh, I don't even have the first book. First book is The Inmate by Frida McFadden. I ended up giving it a 2.5 out of 5. It was probably my least favorite Frida McFadden that I've ever read, and I've read a good bit of hers, so I feel like she's become very hit or miss for me, and I'm kind of over her whole like shtick where she just tries to like blow your mind at the end, and it feels very unrealistic most of the times. This book revolved around a mom. She was a teen mom. It's now the kid's like 10 or 11 or something, and she had to move back to like the little small town where she got pregnant. So her baby daddy is there, but he's in jail for a crime that was committed back when they were together, like as teenagers. Like as she was finding out she was pregnant, it was the same time period. So he's been in jail this whole time, doesn't know she had a kid. She's trying to keep it a secret, and she actually, the one job that she was able to get was at the men's penitentiary? Is that how you say that? I need it in front of my face. It's like she's trying to avoid him because he obviously doesn't know that she's gonna start working there, but obviously they run into each other. She's trying to keep it hidden that she has a baby because he will like connect the dots if he finds out the age of the baby. Long story short, she reconnects with like her old high school like neighbor, boy next door, had a crush on type of guy, and they start dating. And then Frida just tries to make you think like maybe the dad in prison wasn't the guy after all who like did all the murders, and we're kind of thinking it's this new guy now, or not new guy, but like the bestie. I don't know, it's just like you never really know who to believe. Typical Frida, like of course twist at the very end, like up until the very last page, of course. I just found the main character, the main mom, fucking infuriating. She made the dumbest decisions I've ever read about in my entire life, and I would have DNF'd it if it wasn't like for a video. Next, one of my favorite reads so far. Oh wait, I'm supposed to chug. Ugh. I read Never by Jessa Hastings. This book took me so much by Mugs, don't drink that. That's got tequila in it. She's sniffing the fuck out of it. She's like, what the fuck is this? Never by Jessa Hastings. I was so pleasantly surprised by this book. I was never going to pick this book up. Truly. I got it for $1 and it was gonna sit its fat ass on my shelf until someone made me read it. And that was this month. Someone made me read it. And it was a 4.5 star read. I loved this book. The funny thing is I hated 70% of it, but it's like I hated it. I hated to love it. That's what it was. It literally follows Peter Pan and Wendy, but it's Wendy's granddaughter. I got it. It follows Wendy's granddaughter, and Peter has finally come to take her to Neverland. It's like runs in her family. Like her grandma was Wendy. Wendy's daughter was taken by Peter and came back, and now it's Wendy's, what's her name? Daphne. Now it's Daphne's turn, the granddaughter. Except they're all like, oh, he'll come when you're 13. And she's sitting there at 13, 14, 15. He's never come. And then finally she becomes 17 and he comes, but he's like grown up now. He's like her age. So he kind of grew up with her and now has taken her in like a come to Neverland way, not like a creepy kidnappy way. So she is thinking like, oh, we're fated. Like this is my fate. We're meant to be together. Like he grew up so that we could be together as like not 13-year-olds. So he takes her to Neverland, and Peter is the most insufferable piece of shit man-child I've ever met in my entire life. He treats Daphne like garbage and like does not give a fuck about her. Is making out with mermaids left and right. Is just like doing the most insufferable things known to man. But I'm trying to give her grace because she was 17. Then we also have Hook, his son. Jameson. He's sexy. I have a crush on him, and he has like this spot in his heart for Daphne because he cares about her and is really into her and sees that Peter treats her like shit, but then she like continuously chooses Peter. So he's like, all because she like believes they're like fated to be together. So it's just this like kind of triangle, not really, but like it's just very infuriating. And then the last 50 pages, gagged. I need the second one now. I need it now. It brought it from a 4 to a 4.5 because of how much I loved the last bit. And I cried so hard. I feel like I need to switch to the spicy one. This bitch is full. Okay. Oh God, the next one. Credence by Penelope Douglas. You've heard it before. It is as weird as it sounds. I ended up giving this a 3 out of 5. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, did not hate. Absolutely did not hate the book at all. Since the very beginning of my like reading journey, I have been told this is the craziest book you'll ever read in your life. I was like, okay, sold. I was like waiting for the right time to read it. All I knew was that it was a niece and like her step uncle and step cousins fuck her, basically. That she like moves in with them and they like fuck. Stinky! I'm talking here! So that's all I knew. I went into this expecting the craziest of crazies, and now almost 3 years later of reading and having read things like Pucking Around, this is one of the more tamer ones I've ever read. Like, of normal romance books, yes, insane. Like, if I had never read smut before, I would have been gagged. I will say the only thing that really gagged me was the fact that she was underage. She was 17 when the uncle was, like, fucking her, basically. And then the fact that she, like, homie hopped to the sons at the same time. The same time is what got me, because they are blood-related brothers. That got me. I am all for guy on guy. Trust, all for it. I actually would rather read that, but not in brother form. Like, the brother, I just, like, kind of forgot about it. I was trying to, like, take that out of my head, that they were blood brothers. That was weird, yes. The plot itself, the dumbest fucking thing ever. She ends up falling in love with one of them, but, like, in the weirdest way that makes no sense to me. So, happy ending, I guess. I don't know how she ends up having a happy ending when she fucked all of them in very interesting ways, but the smut itself, it's definitely, like, not that crazy. If you've read Haunting Adeline and Pucking Around, you can make it through Credence, like, easily. Ugh, I just don't want to have to chug again. All right, let's do the spice. Okay. Then I got back into the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I read the first one like over a year ago and honestly didn't love it. I don't understand what the hype was. I think her writing was kind of trash and that it had a good idea, but that she tried to do too much with the plot. So it just wasn't a favorite. I didn't really like Evangeline that much. I did like, however, I did like the like softer female main character. Like everyone says, you know, like what's wrong with just having like a soft feminine female main character, because we always have these like Aelins and Feyre and Violet, like all these badass bitches who were like assassins and shit, you know, and Evangeline's just a little girl who just wants love. So like I get it and I liked that part of it and the soft frilly princessy part of it. She just did 100 different things in a less than 400 page book and it was too much. But going into this, everyone said that this was their favorite, so I was very excited. Everyone said that this was like a heavy Jax book and that you get more of him. Where? I don't understand where. We got more of Jax as a dick, sure. Like, he wasn't flirty. He would be flirty and then the next page take it back and be like, actually, fuck you. Like, I just lost all trust for Jax in this book because it seemed like the entire time he was just trying to convince Evangeline that he doesn't care about her. I don't know. Just, like, the plot is lost on me in this book. And this was an audiobook that I did, so, like, most of the details are fuzzy anyway because I already wasn't that into it. I tried really hard to be into it. I did. What did I give it? Oof. I only gave it a 2.75. So sorry. Like, I truly wanted to like this more, but I will say, Luna, don't step on my laptop. It was a 2.5 until the last 50 pages. Loved the last 50 pages. It left me shocked and it left me excited for the next one, which was really hard to do because I was thinking like I wasn't gonna keep going with the series. Like I just was gonna stop because I didn't like the first or the second. But the ending got me and I was like I was genuinely upset for Evangeline and Jax, honestly. Like I was actually upset. So I then went into A Curse for True Love. Pause for effect. Loved it. I don't know what the difference was. This was my favorite one. I gave it a 4.25. I loved it. I ate it up. The plot felt more concise. It felt more like it had a one direction it was going as opposed to 14 different fucking directions she was going. All of the questions that we had were kind of answered at the end of the second one, so it made more sense going into this one, which I don't mind. Obviously, like if we're not supposed to know something, I get it, but the way that she does that. Oh wait, I never chugged. She just, like, doesn't do it right. She brings it up so often. I'm gonna try and do this in a way that makes sense. The cats are going crazy. Any plot point that we don't know yet, she brings it up to remind, not in this one, in the other one. She brings it up every other fucking page to remind us that we don't know what it is. I was gonna lose my mind. At the end, I was like, I don't care what it is because you, like, tease us with it so often. I was so fucking annoyed. But here we had more answers. No one was playing games with like who they were anymore. Like Jax, we knew who he was. We knew what his motive was. We knew Evangeline. She was trying to figure out a lot, but loved the trope that was happening in this book. I want to say the whole series was worth it just to read this one, but that's kind of a stretch. I don't know. Just because if they were harder to read, I would say maybe not, but they were such easy reads that I would say it's absolutely worth it just to read this book because I loved this book. Moving on. That sounds like my cat. Next book. This was a good one. Daydream by Hannah Grace. I gave this book, shockingly, a 4.5 stars. No one was more shocked than me. I promise you, not a single person was more shocked than me. I was expecting this to be a 3 at most. Icebreaker, I read it when it first came out, was so obsessed. I loved those characters. I gave it a 4.5. Wildfire came out, very first opening week. I went out and got it. Read it, hated it. I just hated those characters. I hated the plot. I hate a camp theme. It's just not, I'm not a camp girl. I don't like the camp theme. I can't get behind it. The characters were annoying. So going into this, Barnes & Noble put it out like before release day, and I had seen it and bought it because I was so excited at the time. And then I just never picked it up because I hated Wildfire so much. So I was like, I'm probably not gonna like this. I ate this up. I cried so hard for no reason. No reason. I have to burp. I have a tequila burp. Ew. Ew. I was scared. I knew from chapter 2, so you just know. From like chapter 2, if you connect with the characters, you just know it's gonna be a good book. And that was with this one. Wildfire, I didn't know, like halfway through, I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling. I knew from 30 pages in that I was gonna love this book. Henry, he is, what is it? They said he's like neurodivergent, and like, I don't know if I'm using the correct terms, but I want to use the correct terms. Where he's like kind of ADHD and gets like overstimulated very easily. Like his brain doesn't work in the easiest ways, and that he like overthinks a lot, he procrastinates a lot because it overwhelms him, that kind of thing. And then we have, what's her name? Hannah? No, her name's not Hannah. Hannah's the author. Hallie. And then we have Hallie, who's kind of got similar tendencies, but she's also used to dealing with people like with ADHD, with dyslexia, because like her sister or her half-sister, someone close to her had them, so she's like used to dealing with it. And she also got dumped by her shitty, like long time friend turned boyfriend. I don't know. He was super shitty and treated her like shit. And so she just got dumped, thinks that like just has something wrong with her where she's just like not really into like sex and stuff like that. And then she meets Henry, where Henry's just like instantly friendly. He's like coming out with us. Like it was like the instant attraction from Henry is what got me. He was like, who was that? And like, she's a book girly. She runs a book club. Like everything about it was so perfect. And then they start hanging out one-on-one, like as friends. And he wants to be a good friend to her because she doesn't have any friends. It's just such a sweet friendship that grew. Like neither of them wanted to fuck up the friendship because it was so good together that they like were scared to take that step. But they clearly really liked each other and were falling for each other because they spent all day, every day with each other. And she just like got him in a way that not other people did. And like when he was getting overstimulated, like she was there to help, and that kind of stuff. Oh my god, it just tore at my heartstrings. Tore them in half, actually. And I just wanted the absolute best for them. I care about them on such a deep level. Like I feel so protective over Henry and Hallie. You have no idea. I just wanted the best for them. And like knowing like the big grand gesture at the end really got me. Like what he did for her. Cried like a baby. But 4.5. It was amazing. Now I have like higher hopes where if she were to write more books, I will be excited to read them. Maybe Wildfire was just a one-off. Because now I'm 2 and 1. I've got 2 4.5 stars. That's crazy. Oh my god. This phone better still fucking be recording. That's all I've got to say. I wish I could ask Luna without having to get up. But I've just got one more book, so I feel like I could take the risk and talk about my last book before checking. Let's find out. Last, I read a novel love story. I had started this like right when it came out, and I got like 50 pages in, literally stopped in the middle of a chapter and never picked it back up. It put me in kind of a book slump. Never picked it back up, didn't care. Finally did it, started it over. I will say the idea was very interesting. It just like didn't really go in the way that I thought it was going to go. So she is a English professor or something like that, and she's a part of a book club with her best friend and these people she met online. They take like a yearly trip, and this year it ended up like kind of getting canceled. Like everyone had to do something that weekend, so everyone backed out, and she was like, you know what, fuck it, I am gonna go on this trip by myself and I'm gonna have a good time. So she goes with her beat up raggedy ass car, and it kind of breaks down on the way, and she's driving like through a blizzard and pulls off and like almost hits a man in this little town basically. So she pulls off, ends up staying the night in this town while they're like trying to fix her car, all this shit. The man she almost hit is who she ends up having to stay with because he has a vacant lot. She's not staying in a parking lot. He has a vacant loft. I knew I was close. He had a vacant loft that she could use, like I think above the bookstore. So she slept in it. The next day they get to talking. She realizes everything that he's saying, it's like sounding a little too familiar, and turns out she is literally in the set inside of her favorite book series. So she's been like carrying this book around with her this whole time, and she's like, what did you just say? Like about a name that like wasn't very common, and it was the name of someone in the book. And then she realizes the name of like the bookstore is the same, and then she was like, what's the name of this town? And it's the name of the town in the book. So every single person, every single place, it's like the exact same in the book came to life, and she happened to be in it. So her only like dilemma is she doesn't know who the guy that she's like kind of taking his loft over, she doesn't know who in the books he is. And then also the next dilemma is this series was her favorite series, but the author died in a car crash in the middle of writing them, so she never ended up finishing the series. So she goes through this whole book, like meeting everyone from her series, all of these people who in the books like had a happy ending, but turns out they're like kind of on the rocks, and it feels like they're kind of dying out. She kind of like sparks life back into them. It's kind of just like tying up loose strings here and there, but she's somehow doing it. And towards the end, you know, you like find out who the main guy is, and it's sweet, I guess. I just was like never really invested in any of the characters. I didn't really care that much. It's like I was supposed to care about her book's favorite characters, but I didn't read the book, so like it's not a real book, so I didn't care about those characters. We focused so much time on her book's favorite characters that I didn't really get to know her that well or him that well, so it's like I didn't really care that much. I feel like it had a really fun idea, reading about someone who fell into their favorite book. It just like didn't execute that well, enough for me to care about them. So that was an audiobook finish, and I think I just gave it a 3. But that's a hit for the books. Thank God. We're gonna go to the movies after I take a pee break. I'm getting sleepy, but the hard part's done. Hard part's done. Now we're in the movie we're in the movie review. Okay, it was just one movie because, oh my God, I literally didn't go to the movie theater once. I've gotten into this like habit where anytime I'm like, oh, I could go see a movie, I'm like, okay, but you could be reading instead. Like you could be like doing and like getting work done. That's why I'm like stuck in that mindset. So I don't know how I saw so many movies without like blinking an eye in the past when I could have just been reading, but I'm gonna try and up my movie game. I literally was going to the movie like every other day. I miss it. Okay, but I saw one movie that I watched at home actually, and I really only count the movies at home that I have never seen and I like sit down and actively watch the whole time, because I rarely do that. I'm never just like sitting and watching a movie. I'm always like editing or reading during it. But I watched Frozen. not like Frozen, like this movie Frozen. Which I love disaster movies. I do. Like The Impossible, I loved that movie about like the big tsunami. Anything like that, like Everest, those kind of movies, I eat them up. This one, it was a story. I don't even know if it was a true story. I don't think it was. I could be wrong. It was a story about this couple, this boy and girl, and then the boy's best friend. They go on this skiing trip. She's like really bad at skiing, so she needs a lot of help. So they're stuck like doing the bunny slopes all day, and then the guy, best friend, is like, dude, can we like go ride something fun for once? And so like at the very, very end of the day, they're about to close. It's like the last day before they close for the weekend or whatever, or like for the week. They're only open on the weekend. So it's like Sunday about to close. And they go up and ask if they can just have one more ride down because they haven't gotten to ride anything big or fun like this whole time. And the security guard's like, dude, no. Or not security, but like the dude who's running it is like, no, we're leaving. And so they like bribe him and he's like, fine, fucking go, hurry up, get it done, and then like get out of here. So they get up on the ski lift and they are riding out, and the guy who's in charge of running the ski lift is like heading out. Another worker comes and is like, are we good to like go? So he tells the other guy, he says, we've got 3 more coming down and then we can leave. So he's like relaying this message to this new guy because he's about to take his spot, so that he's gonna leave. He's like, let 3 more come down and then you can shut it off and we're good to go for the week. He says, got it, boss. There were apparently 3 other guys who were like at the very end of their like skiing. I've never gone skiing, I don't know what it's called. Who at the very end of their like slope or whatever already. So he sees 2 minutes later these 3 guys go by him and he's like, oh, period, let's go. And so he shuts off everything. He shuts off the ski lift, he shuts off the lights, everything, and they dip. Everyone dips. It is like actively blizzarding, so it's cold as fuck. And not only that, but they are literally, no one's going to be back there until next Friday, like 5 days from now. So it's just, it follows these 3 people on the ski lift trying to figure out how to survive. It's disgusting. You have got to have a strong stomach for it. I was literally having a tummy ache. Like, the story itself was interesting. It was not worth the tummy ache that I got, because we go through, oh my god, I'm actually just remembering the worst parts. I literally think I blocked that out of my head. They were like, what happened? What do you think? Like, what's the worst if we just jump? Because it's been like hours and hours. And they're like, we just need to go. Someone's got to do something. So the one guy's like, all right, you know what? I'll just jump. It can't be that bad. It's snow. We're not that high up. He jumps. His legs like exit his body. And they fucking show it all. Like, I literally was so nauseous. His like literal bones out of his body. It was so disgusting. It was so disgusting. I need to take a minute. And then it gets even worse. I'm not gonna say it all, like that's the worst thing I'm gonna say. But so the best friend and the girlfriend now are like fucking panicking, as they should, because he's no longer got legs. They're gone. A wolf shows up. A fucking wolf shows up. And then guess what? A whole pack of wolves show up. They're just like, what do you do at that point? He can't move, like, at all. And there's blood everywhere. And these wolves are going to tear him to shreds. And the people above him just can't do anything about it. And, like, that's her boyfriend. And that's his best friend. They're just gonna have to sit there. And then I got emotional because, obviously, the wolves eat him. Like, that's just obvious. And we do have to listen to the full fucking thing. But it was really emotional because, like, the best friend is just, like, trying to hold the girlfriend and be, like, trying not to let her look. It's just disgusting. And so much more happens. Like, the best friend tries to go and, like, climb out all these different ways. And, like, the ending wasn't worth it. The ending was not worth all of that trauma that I went through. That's it for the movies. If you have a strong stomach, go for it. If you don't even think about it. It's not worth it. All right, what's next? Oh, my TBR. I'm actually so excited. This has been one of the most exciting months, April, for TBRs that I have been like looking forward to in so long. We have so many new releases this month that like are right up my fucking alley. Right up my alley. Already I've started in its book club. It's hitting. I can feel it. Very first book came out April 1st. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. It's our book club book for Patreon. I adore Abby Jimenez. She is one of my, I would say like top 3 favorite authors ever. All of her books are a hit for me. She does not miss for me. I've already cried and I'm on like page 100 something. Like I'm towards the beginning. So that new release, mwah. Couldn't ask for more from her. Next new release was Conditions of Will, same day, by Jessa Hastings. Never was by Jessa Hastings. Oh my god, I have the verbs. And then obviously she wrote Magnolia Parks, which I love. So that I'm excited for. I have not bought it, and I'm trying to be really good at my book buying ban. I've only bought a couple books this year, so I'm trying to be good and like not buy things yet, but that's a one that I want to read this month. And then Fearless, obviously, Fearless is coming out. The 3rd and final book in the Powerless. I need to get it together. And the Powerless trilogy. Say what you want about Powerless and about Fearless. I am so excited. I love Kai Azar. Is that how you say his last name? Azar? It's not Azar, right? Kai Azar. I love that man so much. And I'm just excited because we went through everything with Reckless and she was like, oh, don't worry, Reckless is gonna be boring because it's a build up for Fearless. So yes, Reckless was kind of boring to me. I still enjoyed it, but yes, it was boring compared to Powerless. So I'm hoping Fearless lives up to the hype. I'm very excited. Cannot wait to read it. Next, not a this month new release, but still a new release that I have not finished, but Onyx Storm will finally be read, I promise. I need to fucking read Onyx Storm. I haven't touched it in over a month now. I'm on like page 200 something. I just don't want to read it. I don't want to force myself to read it when I'm not like craving to read it, because then it's gonna affect the rating. So I was just waiting until I was like in the mood to read it. That's all. Sue me. I think that was it for like books that I knew of, and I wanted to, considering a lot of those are new releases and I didn't know if I was gonna purchase them all, I did want to pick, just for funsies, a TBR card, maybe 2, just to pick like a little fun TBR. I do find that sometimes I'm good at picking my mood reading, and then sometimes I thrive off of having a TBR, because when I'm just like told what to read, I'm like, okay, sure, I'll read it. I also did start the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, so that's also going to be on this TBR because I'm listening to it right now. But we'll pick 2 cards and then I'll pick these from my physical TBR. I'm almost done. We're so close, guys. It's not getting any easier. Okay, I'm gonna pick this one and this one. This one is... I picked that one last time. Just because I picked it last time. Also, that reminds me, I did this. Let me backtrack. I picked this one. It's Choose a Gay Book. I picked Winging It by someone. I don't know who. But that's the book I picked based off like what I could find on TikTok. It was on Kindle Unlimited. So I picked Winging It. It was a hockey romance. I started it and was really excited. And then I realized that it's told in third person. So immediately... no, I can't do third person, especially like a smutty hockey romance in third person. No. Also, there was, what did he call him? Oh my god, one of the guys, his nickname was Baller, and she referred to him as Baller like mid-sex. I was like, no, I'm out. So fucking out. And she would be like, Baller did this, Baller did that. I was like, nope, immediately out. Pucking around set my standards for smutty gay hockey romances, and I cannot do less. I can't. I'm not gonna choose that. That was just me backing up why I didn't read last month's TBR. That was it. But I don't want to pick the same card. That's crazy. Why would I pick off the top? That's insane. All right, this one. I'm gonna see what the other one was. Choose a book where the blurb... okay, I've already done that one! Where the blurb starts with the word it. Can I get a new one? Please? This better be good. Choose a book, which is the 4th one in from the left side of your bookshelf. Which shelf? Any of the 4th ones? Okay, I'll do that in a second. Let me look at this. Choose a book which alternates narrators or timelines. Okay, that feels easy. Alternates narrators is like most romance books, which I've been wanting to read this book for a while, so I'm gonna see if it does it. Hold on. Let me check. And I'll also pick a 4th from the set. I guess I'll just like look at all of the 4th books and then we'll decide. Dang it! This isn't dual POV. Oh my god, okay, dual POV. I wanted to read that one. Red. Red. 1, 2, 3, 4. Red. Uh-oh. Okay. So, my dual... oh, fuck. My dual POV book that I've wanted to read for a really long time, Say You Swear. It is told from Chase and Ariana, I think I saw. I don't know anything about it, but it's been on my radar for a while. And I bought this in London. How fun. Okay, then I picked a couple of books, just 2, that were 4th on my shelf that I haven't already read. So one of them was The Inheritance Games. Not opposed. It was just something that like wasn't really on my radar for a while. But like if I'm made to read it, I could be interested. Or, which I know exactly who's gonna yell at me if I don't read this. We Were Liars. This was one of those OG book talk books that I just never read. So I'm not opposed. It looks really short. Oh my god, it's less than 200 pages? No, it's like 230. Who knows? Maybe I'll read both. I'll just put both of them on my TBR since they're easy looking reads. And then also I forgot I got this. When I was at the beach a couple weekends ago for my friend's bachelorette, we went to a bookstore and the author was in there and she told us about her. This was not her debut novel, actually. This was her 2nd novel, I believe, that just got like cleared for a sequel. She was like the sweetest woman ever. She told us all about it, and of course I was gonna get it and read it. It looks like a very easy read, so I'm excited. It's called Fate Revealed by Michelle Vereen, and this is actually her daughter on the cover. She posed for the cover. From what I remember, it was just like a mystery type thriller-ish book, so looking forward to that, and I'll let you know how it is. Can I help you? She was just so sweet. I want to give her the shout out she deserves. She was so cutie. And she signed it for us. How fun. So that's also in the TBR. I forgot. That was up here as well. But I think that's it for TBRs. So we've got Onyx Storm, Say You'll Remember Me, Fearless, Conditions of Will. These are not all going to get read. Let me point that out. Fate Revealed, The Inheritance Games, We Were Liars, Say You Swear. These are more of like, if I can't think of what to read, this is what I'm going to choose from kind of thing. Not, I'm going to read every single book that I picked. But the new releases do come first because I'm very excited. Oh, Emily Henry's new book comes out too. I think at the very end of the month though. A Great Big Beautiful Life. That's it for the TBR. What is next? Oh, my package openings. I'm gonna send you on your way now so you can go however far back in time. This was like the very beginning of March. So have fun. See you soon. My garage will just be in the back. But time to open. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what it looks like. Oh my god. Cute. Only you can prevent book burning. He's got glasses on. Oh my god, this is so cute. I freaking love gray. Oh my god, thank you. The amount of like bear merch I have gained since doing this, I guess I just need to start telling y'all all the things I'm obsessed with because you don't disappoint. Absolutely do not disappoint. This is so cute. Picture me in it with my bear. Ah, I love this. This is so cute. Read motherfucking banned books. Bitches. I can't wait to wear it. Thank you so much. Okay, we're back. I hope you had so much fun. The music that I've been listening to, I love using, it's called Receiptify, if you don't know what that is. It's like a thing with Spotify where you can see your 10 most top played songs in the past month. And I'm gonna just read those out to you and just talk about the music that I've been obsessed with in this past month. All right, time for the music. I also can just like put it on the screen if you want to see what it looks like. But my number one song, shocker, this is not shocking literally at all, was Defying Gravity. Obviously, I'm still in a Wicked phase. Like, I don't know when it's gonna end, but it plays on my TV every single day. So I don't foresee it happening anytime soon. Defying Gravity, number one. Number two, also not shocking, Sally When the Wine Runs Out. It just hits. I just fucking love that song. It's such a fun, like, windows down song by Role Model, in case you didn't know. Such a fun song. Also, his concert was last month, so I was listening to the entire Kansas Anymore album a lot. And then number three, kind of shocking, I didn't know I listened to this that much, was The Dinner by Role Model, which is on that album. Amazing song, I just didn't think that I listened to it that much. And then number four, because her new album came out, so I was listening to Tate McRae's album, and my favorite is No, I'm Not in Love. I didn't drink. But that one's probably my favorite. And then next, another one, not shocking, What Is This Feeling? From Wicked. And then number six was Sun Protector by Role Model. I love that one. It is so good. Number seven, for some reason, is You Killed the Music by Debbie Dawson. She was Role Model's opener, so I was trying to like learn all of her songs. I guess I listened to that one the most. I don't know. Number eight was I Love You, I'm Sorry live from Vivo, because that version hits. That version is so good. And then number nine, I'm so confused by this. I do not remember listening to these that much. But 9 is Looking for Somebody to Love by the 1975. I mean, like, iconic, yes. I just didn't know I listened to it enough to make it number 9 in the month. And then number 10, this is my second favorite on Tate's album, is I Know Love featuring Kid Laroi. I eat that one up. The No I'm Not in Love and I Know Love, both of them. I love them so much. All I've been listening to is either Wicked, Role Model, or Tate's new album. That's about it. Okay, moving on to one new thing I want to do this month. I had 2 ideas. I can do 3 ideas now. These are like kind of like solo dates for me to do. Obviously, I still do like I go to the movies and stuff alone, but I want to do more like new things alone. So one new thing, I want to go to, it's called the Mad Platter. I actually don't know if that's like a chain, but you can go and like paint pottery and pay for it to like get made. But I love the Mad Platter, so I want to do that. My next idea was planting. I think like gardening. My dad loves to like plant things like vegetables and stuff, and I think it would be fun. I don't like, this isn't my house, so like I would have to like figure that out and like go where my dad wants me to do it, but it was just an idea. And then more recently, I've wanted to go to the Georgia Aquarium because it's like the biggest aquarium in the United States. I make drives to Atlanta enough to where I could do a day trip to the aquarium, and I just know it would make me emotional, so that's also something I could do. And then any new things I did this past month. I had never been to New York. Taking the subway was new for me. That was the first time. That was exciting. Patreon was new for me, obviously. That was scary and exciting. Very rewarding seeing like y'all's excitement for it as well. Made me feel a lot better because I was just like, I'm gonna do this and get 3 people. And knowing that there's already like over 100 of you that are excited and want to be on there, that's all I could ask for. It was just like excitement that goes both ways because I was so excited for it. I think that's it. I don't know that many new things that I did. Any goals that I hit a huge one. I hit 10K last month. That was really exciting. 10K was a goal that I saw myself years in advance. I did not see it this soon. So very, very thankful for that. Also, like, I had Patreon in this just because it was a goal like further down. I guess I could go into this one too. And then also, this is just like a silly little thing. I don't know if it's like a goal, but like I made a version of a link tree instead of just having like a whole bunch of links. It makes me feel more like professional, I guess. It's called Page though, because Linktree was confusing, so it's called Page. It was a version of Linktree. Okay, and then goals for next month. I have 4. I want to get comfy with Patreon because obviously I still like don't really know what I'm doing. I just like I'm winging the shit out of Patreon. Goal number 2 is to hit 10.5k. I'm at like 10.2 right now, so who knows? I never fucking know, honestly. I cannot keep up with YouTube. Number 3 is to remember to take thumbnails, which I did for this one. I already took it, but I'm so bad. If you see my thumbnails and it looks like, oh, she didn't post for that, it's because I didn't and I forgot, and it's so far in the future now that I just have to screenshot something from my video. That's what that is. And then my 4th one is to make more TikToks and Reels. I never make them. I don't know why not. I don't see why that's not something I can't do. TikTok and YouTube feel like 2 very different things to me. Like, I don't feel like a TikTok creator. I feel like a YouTuber. And I feel like TikTokers are very different from YouTubers, but like they go hand in hand. It's the same shit, just in different formats. So that's my goal, is to like make maybe like 1 a week. I feel like I could start with 1 a week. There are people out here doing like multiple a day. I don't know how you have that much creativity in your body. I don't. Oh my god. I can't believe I never even made it to the end of the spicy mark. But we made it to the end of the video, and that's more important. I think I like the style where I get to talk about more things than just the books and movies. So if you like the whole music, goals, that kind of thing, let me know. I'm gonna stop talking about Patreon eventually, but like if you're interested in joining Patreon, let me know. I'm very proud of it, and I hope that like it's something you're at least interested in checking out. It's linked like down in the socials part of the description below if you want to go look at it and check it out. It would be a good use of free will. But I think that's about it. I'm actually gonna go sit in my bed and read Say You'll Remember Me, unless I fall asleep first, which is a good chance. But thanks so much for watching another drunk wrap up. I didn't get that drunk this time. I can feel it a little bit in my eyes, but not drunk enough to where I was just blabbering nonstop. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.